My first guest tonight is one of the most inspirational broadcasters in the country. Katie Piper is a writer, activist and TV presenter. Beginning her career as a model, she suffered a horrific acid attack which caused major burns and blindness in one eye. But since then, she's become one of the UK's most influential figures, raising support for burns victims through the Katie Piper Foundation. She's released several best-selling books, including her latest, A Little Bit of Faith. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the wonderful Katie Piper! How you doing?
Wow.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Pleasure. So happy to see an audience.
It's
been a
pretty
long
cool,
time.
isn't it? Is this the most people you've been in front of for a while, or have you...
Do you know, I was just thinking that. Yeah, it is. It doesn't feel like it at home because it's constantly like, Mum, 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 and that feels like 1,000 children. But,
well, I was going to say, because you've got a very busy family life, but... So how do you manage to write a book in the middle of that?
Well, it was an excuse to escape them all in lockdown and lock myself upstairs in the bedroom.
Was it?
And then claim to be writing when really I was just Googling cats, so... Yeah.
But it's called A Little Bit of Faith, is that right?
That's right, yeah.
And what's it about?
So it's an affirmation book, so it's a daily affirmation.
What's an affirmation for people who might not know?
So, do you know what? Everyone in this room probably uses affirmations in a negative way. So I call it the not good enough tape, and I'm really guilty of it. And that is when we affirm to ourselves, I'm stupid, I'm fat, I'm going to mess this up, they won't want me, I won't do a good job of this. And that not good enough tape plays on our head in a loop, and it scuppers all of our dreams, our hopes, our confidence. So sometimes affirmations, positive ones, can feel obvious or repetitive, but we're all very visual, and whatever we constantly see goes into our subconscious. So for me, you mentioned in that intro, you know, what happened to me with being attacked when I was younger. My recovery was about trying to visualise a new confidence, a new self-esteem and a whole new life. And affirmations were a big part of my life back then, and they still are now. So when the lockdown happened, like everyone else, you know, we were petrified, particularly in that lockdown one. And I thought, what can I put on Instagram that isn't just a load of rubbish that no one cares about?
Yeah.
And I thought I could read out affirmations for free so people don't have to buy my other books and give it to them. And we just created this community of men and women. We were all messaging each other, sending each other different positive stuff, and it was really helping us in a time of a lot of uncertainty. And then my followers kind of said, don't stop this, make it into a book, collect them all, we'll contribute too. And it became that. It became life-affirming things about ourselves that we all want to believe, and sometimes we're faking it till we make it. But the more we do, then we start to really walk tall and live and breathe it.
It's very kind of like digestible in that it's an affirmation every day, isn't it?
Yes, yeah,
So
365.
So you literally kind of read it one a day and then go... It's sort of like I don't mean this in a disparaging way, but it's a really good toilet book. Like, do you know what I mean?
That is the top Amazon review right there.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? It's sort of like, you know, have a poo. Oh, yeah. And then you don't have to have a poo, but it's... but do you know what I mean? Where you kind of like... It's a nice moment where you can sit with it, have a little think, you go, oh, yeah, I really like that, cool. And then wait for the next one. You can't, like, binge it.
Yeah.
You're not going to, like, go, oh, just go through to April. Do you know what I mean?
I know exactly.
Or can you?
Well, no, I think you're right, because I do think, sadly, and I talk about myself when I say this, I've become so used to bite-sized content on social media and news apps. I really struggle to read a book, especially having kids. So I think having that small amount of information to take on every day feels more achievable. Yeah. You know, I'm going to act on it.
Now, I thought it'd be quite fun to see if we could skip ahead to my birthday to see...
Oh, I hope it's a good one.
OK, yeah. On March the 23rd.
OK.
Let's have a look, see what's what.
Good date, OK.
This is exciting. What's it going to be?
The person who tries to keep everyone happy often ends up being the loneliness.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I mean...
Hold on, there's more.
Go to the 24th.
No, it gets better. So underneath the affirmation, what I used to do on Instagram was break it down of how I interpreted it. So underneath, I've put, you know, what it means to me. So I put, the sad fact is that if you bend over too far backwards for others, you'll end up in a situation where you're being used by people who don't have your best interests at heart. A good friendship is usually a 50-50 balance. Maybe not every day and in every season, but largely overall. You should pick each other up, support each other equally. That means you'll avoid resenting those around you, and you'll find the ones who really value you.
Nice. OK. That is heavy. But true. But it's basically hang out with people that you love and they love you back.
Yeah, it's boundaries and it's avoiding people-pleasing because, like the book says, you'll end up resenting yourself and you'll end up unhappy, you know.
God. And do you... Well, what I love... I didn't know this, but obviously I've been beavering up on you. Again, that sounds weird. But I love... That, obviously, you know, being a public figure, you know, there's a minority of people that are, you know, trolling you and whatnot. What I love the way that inadvertently you found this perfect way of dealing with it, and it's your mum, isn't it?
Oh, I pray she doesn't watch this show. She's going to kill me. So basically...
This is such a cool story.
I'm so fortunate. I have such a good relationship with my mum. She's a retired school teacher, and she was strict, but a very dedicated, loving parent. So then if people troll me online and it's factually inaccurate, my mum goes on and, like, trolls them back.
I love this.
But in a very middle-class, polite way.
Yeah.
You know, she would never swear or be aggressive. And she corrects their grammar, tells them off, tells them, actually, it can't have been me because I don't own a red jacket because I don't like it. You know, I've even seen her in some of the newspaper comment sections telling people off.
So has your mum got, like, a burner account? Where she's people?
Yeah, she's probably got, like, 6 Nokias all lined up.
We should talk about the foundation. It's the Katie Piper Foundation.
Yes.
And I understand that the lockdown has hit the charity quite hard, is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been a difficult time for lots of charities.
For most charities, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, we lost a quarter of our income because, you know, our fundraising was face-to-face events.
Yeah.
But the need for our services increased. We were very much stayed open. We set up a new service called a survivor support line, where we were able to take some of the patients from the NHS, but other burn staff got deployed to different departments for COVID. So you're able to pick up people from the NHS. It was a phone number that people could call. Our psychotherapist was part of it to give advice. And we took all our psychotherapy, physiotherapy, all onto Zoom, the dreaded Zoom, where everyone with their kind of handheld things trying to do all their rehab, which wasn't ideal, but it was better than having nothing at all.
Yeah.
You know, we have an in-person rehab centre in St Helens, and now we're just starting to take our patients back in person for rehab. So, but it's hard, you know. I was like running on a treadmill trying to do like fundraising in my lounge and stuff like that.
Yeah. Where can people go if they want to donate?
You can go to the katiepiperfoundation.org.uk. You can donate, you can volunteer, you can fundraise, and you can also come to us for support and advice, whether you're a burn survivor or whether you're a loved one, you know, family member who also does indirectly become affected too.
Now, the other thing I wanted to talk to you about is, like, you're so busy, but like, you're like doing songs of praise. Are you like the new presenter? One of the new presenters?
So I started working with Songs of Praise, started presenting on Loose Women as well. It's quite a cross-section.
Yeah, there is, yeah.
But I suppose my passion has always been connecting with people, finding out about people and learning about their lives. And I suppose that's a great position to be able to do that on those shows and chat to them.
My thing with Songs of Praise, is there a way of sort of zhuzhing it up a bit? Because, I mean, you know, when you see gospel and if we have Beyonce and Sam Cooke and Aretha Franklin, it's still a bit... my trousers are all grey. This kind of music you can gently let a fart out to. You know? Do you know what I mean?
Well...
Is there a way of kind of getting some cymbals and like crowd surfing Vickers? Can you...
I always wear a stiletto and fake tan the night before filming, so I feel like that's quite bougie.
It's very bougie, but I mean, I haven't watched it recently, but we need the Vickers to do that. Like...
You're trying to talk about rebranding God. I feel like he's quite much bigger than us.
but I'm just trying to help the guy. Or the girl.
I know what you mean, but actually we should never attach, like, that kind of image to any kind of... Because all faith and religion is hope, and we all need hope, you know, and we shouldn't attach any kind of, like, twee or tawdry kind of image to it, because then we, like, carry shame. And I was worried about saying I was a Christian in my world and my job because.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying you shouldn't be worried. I'm just trying to help.
I lost followers when I lost followers when I said it. Actually,
Did you?
Because I think for some people they don't want you to be sort of like religious or political.
God, it would have
publicly.
been unbelievable if your followers went down to 12. You can call them disciples.
What was your favourite hymn at school?
I used to love... there was a song... We had a teacher who used to really give us some stick, and it was The Virgin Mary had a baby boy. Remember that one?
Yeah, yeah,
He used to sing like this. The Virgin Mary had a baby boy. Hey, the Virgin Mary had a baby boy. And they say that his name was Jesus. And we were like... And then we go, he comes from the glory. Woo!
So that's quite cool.
Yeah, it was really fun.
It stuck with you?
It really did. There was a kid in our school called Gary Williams who literally used to headbang to that. Like, I'm not kidding you, he was like that. He used to dress as a jockey. So, thanks for coming on the show.
Oh, it's a real
awesome
pleasure. Thanks for asking me.
Ladies and gentlemen, the wonderful Katie Piper!